Just a few questions. Could you tell me your name?
I'm Salvatore Carlo Jimenez Jr. Everybody calls me Pete. It's a nickname.
I'm Rachel Bradford.
Andy Reed.
I'm Scott Bernier. Clark County Warlocks, Cocoa Chapter.
Okay.
I'm a Melbourne Warlock.
Diamond Dave Warlock, Melbourne.
Rita. I'm Chris. I'm Cindy.
All right. Obviously you're a vet.
Yes, I am. 16 years.
Which branch?
I'm dual service. I was in the Marine Corps 74 through 79 and 89 through 99 for the Army. And a few reserve time.
All right. Excellent. And where are you from?
Originally from Tampa, Florida.
Are you local here now, or?
Yes, I am. I live in Palm Bay.
Okay, so you're a military brat.
Yep.
Army brat.
Army brat?
I'm Air Force.
Air Force brat. Okay. Okay, that counts. Okay, so you guys are all local then.
Yeah. We're international. We're international.
Well, I mean,
so you know what?
You three are all from this area.
Yes, sir. And people from Kansas or wherever you're from, you better think twice, because we might show up in your backyard.
And we do house calls.
Also, yeah.
You folks are local here? You're from here? All right. And the reason you're here is obviously to counter-protest the proposed protest from the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yes. Yes, I am.
You're here, what, to support, here in support?
A family.
Support the families. Support the...
I didn't know Justin, but I know a lot of people who did, and I've heard a lot of great things. So,
I'm just here to exercise my First Amendment rights, to express my feelings towards them people personally in the climate of the society, the part of society I represent, which would be this. Okay? Why pick on people that are dead? We got plenty of live people ready to go.
We're here as Americans first, and we're here to honor the fallen hero that died and served his country.
We have the right. We all veterans fought and stood guard over this country for the people to have these rights. But then there's a certain moral obligations that there's a fine line, and I think and this is overgoing that fine line when people are protesting against a soldier that did his job, and the family wants to put this to rest, and they're protesting. It's all wrong.
Well, you know, I have a son in the service serving in Kuwait, and I grew up in the military, and I don't see any soldier's death or funeral being a place that anybody needs to be, you know, spreading hate or ignorance or anything else. A family should have to see that. Not by any stretch, and you know, turn out this magnitude of, you know, the community of American people, you know, is exactly what a cult like that needs to see. There's people saying absolutely not, it's unacceptable. You know, it's not something that needs to be tolerated. It's time that the family should be able to mourn and grieve, and you know, not have to see hate mongers spreading their message of, you know, of ignorance.
So you don't believe that this is actually about religion? It is people using their religion as an excuse,
yes,
to protest our military involvement,
yes,
as peacekeepers around the world.
Around the world, yes.
Tell us your real, deep, true feelings about the cowards that failed to show up, that threatened to.
I got it.
Well,
I can't make up words for what I think of that most of the time, but they call themselves a church, but they don't act like it at all. I think they're more of a cult.
do you feel that it's anyone's place to speak for their gods?
I was going to say, as pagans, we believe it's fine to speak for your gods. We don't believe in harming anyone. The message that Westboro spreads is hurtful. They hurt people. They hurt these grieving families. Our message is one of peace. We support our troops. We don't support them all. We support our troops. Every soldier that comes back and they're alive should see a response like this.
Absolutely.
And it's a basic civil duty, I think, for each American to stand guard over what the principles of this country is. And the foundation of this country is being shaken by that when a lot of these extreme views are being interjected into our way of life. Look what's happening with the Muslim world.
Would it surprise you that all of their characteristics actually qualify under the FBI standards as a cult?
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
But technically all religions are cults. It's just the type of cult they are is the kind that we most commonly refer to as a cult.
Mainly because they're a church, and so they're protected by, they have the right to say that stuff, but you can't legislate communities.
Do you feel that this group should be classified under the federal guidelines as a cult?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, sir, Marine, for your service.
They worship a man. They cannot say that they worship God. They worship a man. Their message is doctrine. It doesn't come from the Bible.
Opinion of the Westboro Baptist Church and people like them doing this kind of thing?
They need to wake up. They need to rethink their values of what. See, this is religion is not. It doesn't go in that direction. It's an extreme view that's misleading these folks like this in doing things like what we're here to protect for, and it's misleading. It's an extreme view that should not exist, shouldn't be there. Everybody has a right to the view, but you got to remember, the one thing that we always say first is we're American, and that means a lot. And so I just don't think they're right, and that's what I'm here for.
You asked a question earlier about why or why not you think, I personally think they didn't show up. First of all, this is Space Coast in Florida. We have an ATV on cars the size of a Buick Roadmaster. Okay?
They were in here saying
very proud community, very military oriented. And with their turnout here, I think that's why they pick and choose what city, what towns they go to. Okay?
So you're saying they prefer soft targets like a terrorist would?
Yeah.
I heard they were talking.
They just don't want to go there here.
Would it be surprising to you that they take the quotes they use, particularly Leviticus, out of context and use it in a context which is not the intention of the original documentation?
They certainly seem to take it out of context. I can't see anything, from Old Testament, saying that you should picket funerals and spread hate and pain and use the demise or the pain of anybody to further a message of hate.
They put out a statement I read this morning before I come here. I come here on short notice that they thank God for IEDs. And my thoughts on that were, well, why don't you go over to Kandahar and build one, your IED, because you don't need to do it in Malabar, Florida, man. So, it's just nauseating, man.
Well, I am glad that you are here as a veteran myself.
I'm the one that
because
called the VA
my motivation for being here is, although I've never met or heard of this young man, he's a service member. So as a veteran, I consider him a brother, and a brother has fallen, and he deserves my support for that.
Exactly. I've never served, but I know enough. My entire family is military, and there's no reason for them to do this to this poor boy and his family.
So you don't see any reason for that? You don't see any religious reason for them to be here?
I don't see any reason, period, for them to be here the way they are, religious or not. If you want to protest something, protest it somewhere else. You don't need to protest it at some kid's funeral who had nothing to do with what you're talking about. It's just terrorism. They're terrorizing the family and the community.
For all those people that have a problem with that, I don't know where you're from.
That's the reason my mother's not here.
Just stay where you're at, because States, you're not welcome here. And you know what? I'm a damn Yankee, but I'll show you some Southern hospitality.
See anything in God's message or Christ's message or anybody's message of love and tolerance that says spread hate and cause pain to anybody.
Good answers. Good answers all, actually. All right, well, thank you for talking to me, and thank you for raising a son who's proud to serve.
Hey, just remember, religion killed more innocent people than we ever did.
This is true.
What's the WBC, the World Wrestling Federation or something?
Yeah, Westboro Baptist Church.
Is that what they're going by?
Yeah.
Take your cult over their cult.
That's we expect a bunch of inbreds answers.
Well, I can tell you this, as both a pagan and a veteran, I am wholeheartedly against these people. I am absolutely for the Constitution, which they are abusing.
They are abusing. Taking advantage of our Constitution, freedom of rights, to make total assholes of themselves.
So you would say that they're abusing their rights, that
I think
people
they're hiding behind, they're using religion as an excuse for an extreme view.
So they're basically abusing their rights that others have fought and served and died for.
In my point of view, yes. And this is a big picture, but there are other small pictures that where religious views is interjected into something that has over a subject matter that has nothing really to do with it. They use that as an extreme way to interject their point of view, and it has nothing to do with religion. And they're using that as an excuse, and it creates a problem. Christianity is in trouble because of things like this.
Folks, good news. The showing of people, we had easily 1,000 people here. The police just rolled by on their loudspeaker and let us know that the Westboro Baptist cult came and went. They were afraid to show their faces. They lacked the courage of conviction that anyone who was truly devout in their beliefs would have shown, which actually proves what they really are, is a bunch of cowards going after soft targets only. They showed what they are. They failed to show. We did our job. We stood up for democracy. We stood up for my brothers, my sisters who've fallen. We've stood up for family members of the fallen. We have stood up for what is right and what is true and what is good about America.